So now I'm just going to let the game play through. All right, welcome to episode 3. This episode is going to be a little special. It's going to be a little different. And as you can see right here,
reviewing one of the games I just recently played.
Really
with
thick
a
and white
one-dan
here,
plus.
and then now turns this
It's a
center
handicap
into
game
about, with 3 stones.
To 25
So,
points. Let me show you my thought process through the game.
Black has to live with just 2 eyes here.
Okay, so we start out with the 4-4.
Very painful. This group of stones.
As you may
to live
know,
with just
after
2 eyes.
AlphaGo
And then
started playing,
White
beating all the
takes
pros.
This.
All the pros prefer to
jump
play 4-4 a
here.
lot more now. So
It's
so do
just
I.
end
But
game here,
actually,
but
before AlphaGo,
White
I
does
switched
end
up
up,
to 4-4 all the time now.
winning by
I
more
started
than 10
experimenting with opening with
Around 10
Chinese, high Chinese, semi-Chinese, and then 4-4, and I've
So as you
decided
can
that
see, I hope
4-4
you,
works the best.
Learn a little bit.
It's more
of
flexible,
something from
as you can
this
see, because
game,
it's influence,
that
and
I
you can
played
also take
a
the corner
one-dan plus
if the
with,
time comes.
in
The
a
only
handicap
weakness on the
game,
4-4
and to
stone
see
would
what
be
my
the
thought
3-3
process
invasion.
is
But if you
through
know
the-
how to watch and
the
handle
game,
that,
and
you're
so
fine.
just
So let's
remember
just
about
get
the
into the game
approach,
here.
which approach
So
is
black
better,
approaches,
and it helps
which
you
is
narrow
okay.
down. Of course, you're not going to pick
White,
the perfect play every single
plays
time,
the night move,
but at
to
least you
protect the
won't
corner.
pick the bad play.
One thing to
So
keep in mind
anyway,
here is,
this is
as a
test
Don
episode of
Don
one of
players
this,
tend
game
not
review
to panic
thing.
as
If
much.
more people like
versus
it, then I
Q.
guess I'll do
I noticed
more.
playing Q.
I was thinking
sometimes
about
Q
live streaming
panics
some
and
games
jump in right
also.
away, try to invade or something.
Just
like
let me know
that,
what you
or
think.
pincer.
Leave a thumbs up
But
if
as
you
can
like
see
it.
here,
Subscribe
White
if
is
you
just
are
gonna
new.
play calmly and defend
And
the corner
have
here.
Have
And
a good
then you
one,
see
and I'll see you
Black
next.
playing the 2 extension. Here, I don't agree with. I rather that Black plays the 3-space extension here. The 3-space extension is good because if White chooses to kick, Black pulls up, Black shape is looking good. Versus in the real game where Black plays the 2-space extension, of course, right here as White, I will kick because when Black pulls up like this is a little narrow jump. So this by itself is minor, not a big deal, but it does give your opponent the edge, and that's why you see me kick here right away. So now to think of where to go ahead and approach next, because there's 3 corners, right? Usually I like to stay balanced on the sides, so I would not approach here for one because there's a stone here, and then if you remember from the last episode of the Chinese opening, this is a bad spot to go jump in because of this stone right here. So now you're kind of narrow here, right? So you don't want to do that. So that leaves here, 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 and here. And since you're so strong right here already, I don't like to play near places where I'm strong at. And plus, we're already at the bottom side. So as White playing handicap, I prefer not to be too isolated on one side. The point is we have to play light and everywhere on the board to be able to catch up to the 3 stones. So definitely not that one. So now we just have here, 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 here. And just for balance one, I chose this one because we're over here already. So, and now we see that Black plays the night move. And so now a special case is where I will double approach the corner, because usually if it's not a handicap game, I would play differently. I might slide in the corner, or I might just like do a jump here, okay, or here. But since this is a handicap game, I do want to press this stone here because now this is strong here and here. So White is in between Black is in between White stone per se, and let's see what Black does. So Black decides to jump here, which I don't agree with. If anything, I think it's possible for black to pinch, or even here. Or if you just want to be defensive, you definitely want to play here, because playing here does white to have a attack move here to extend this area. But if you were here, this move has a little bit less meaning. So I don't agree with this. This is I feel like the second mistake that black made this game. And so now, because this is a handicap game, white does play a little bit of a greedy move. And black played this move. Okay, this move I can see why I guess one Dan player or Q player would like to play this move, but I do not like to play this move, because what it does is before this, white have invasion point 1, 2, A and B. Okay, excuse me, at A and B. Now, if you play this move, and then white forces you here, which I do, and it captures, now this invasion is gone. You only have this left. So you want to keep your option open. It does secure your corner, but I think directional play, I think it's the wrong choice here. So now that white have Sente again, I think the 2 black stone at the bottom is in trouble, because remember how I say the knight move is too high, 1 space up like that. So now white will exploit that, and you can see it here. White attacks, black caps on the top. I don't know why. I guess this is like for safety reason. I don't know, but this really gives white points here. This attack. As you can see here, this area has now becomes sorry about that. This area becomes white pretty much points here, while when white slides in like this, black has to defend, and the corner is pretty much gone, and this group here is somewhat floating. I would say at this point, black stone's advantage is completely gone. Interestingly enough, black chose to play this move. I guess black expected white to play something like this. Something like this, and secure the corner. But of course, in the handicap stone game, white's not going to play that easy. So white trades here, the outside for the corner. White's Penuku is pretty strong, and then it gets Sensei, and so truthfully though, I wouldn't have connected first. I would probably play something like this, and then now connect. Connecting is too passive, I feel, because then now white can develop the outside still with this move. Anyway, so let's see what black has in store next. So if you remember, one of the moves that I taught on the first episode was the hanging down to Tsuji, where you push down to build the strength. So what basically black is trying to do is to prevent this cut. Because of this, white cannot cut, like so. But of course, knowing that Tsuji, white will protect with the tiger mouth. Now, black would have to protect the cut with its own shape here, which is good shape. And then now, that's why I decided to secure some points on the side here with this enclosure. It does not hurt the corner, by the way. It does not hurt the corner, by the way, because white can still live like this. So even with the Atari, it's still alive. if black peeks in like this, you can do a throw in. I'll run it out just in case, but not like that. So if black does that for a ko, what you do is throw in, black takes, and then you do the Atari here. Black cannot connect here, of course, so you have 2 eyes. So in the game, black does that to connect to stop this peak, which is a good move, because if black did not do that, and let's say black did something like this, then this move will be very bad for black here because of this weakness. So black has to connect, and white has Sente. And again, white is alive here. So the only approach left is the top approach. And there's 2 sides, but we already said from the last episode that if there's 2 sides open on a 4-4, you take the one with the longest distance. Makes sense, right? I hope you guys, it's building up slowly for you guys, even in the game. So here, normally white would do something like this, but since this is a handicap game, white will play a lot more greedy. Anyway, so here black protects, and then white also protects here, and then black jumps. I guess black jumped because fearing the white building on the outside. And so here we have a Sasuji that I show in one of the first episode as well, where white tried to establish I guess a base using an attack slide like this. So black has either choice to Hane from the outside or the inside. The inside would be like so, and then white pulls out, and this solidified this weakness right here pretty well because of this trade. But instead, black chose something like from the outside. So this stone is ending up to be sacrificed, Atari hold, and then we have this double cut here. Pretty much gonna cut black and separate this group and try to develop the center, because as you know, in the handicapped game, the center is important for white because black takes all the corner already. So here in the game we have this variation. Black chooses to Atari and then connect, and then white pulls. So black is isolated from the group, and this is what white usually want during a handicap game, something to attack and profit, and that's how white can catch up on the points. But after reviewing, I saw a better variation for black here, which is to push through here. It's hard to say which one's better for black, but either way, these stones are separated from the corner group. So I would say the results are similar. And here, black plays a good move, trying to do a driving to Suji here. I threaten to take that stone and then connect up my group. And then here, try to attack while building this area larger. And now, the shoulder hit here is a very well-timed move to reduce black's area, and also as well to see how we will proceed to attack this group here. So prepping to attack over here to develop some stones, and then we'll push this group against the wall. And so we have the shoulder hit, the jump, blacks extends, push again. As you notice, building stone support here into somewhat of a wall so we can attack this group. So the strategy is to prepare first before you want to attack. So you attack away from the group instead of attacking the group directly, you see, while pressing black stone here down low. And then here I see a driving Tsuji with a cross cut here. So black will Atari. And then we Atari, black captures, but now we can push through. So this is the driving Tsuji, except from the example, the driving is we drive it up towards the center, but here we are driving black downwards and breaking through into the area. And then now the center is somewhat strong. If black push up, Atari, and white is looking strong in the center. So black here jumps in to the corner, which is a fairly large move, but not large enough in the center game because the middle game is still going on here. So here, now the wall is developed, white will start to attack. And we start with this peep. Peep, push. I don't like that move because, but I guess could have try here maybe, but I guess like black didn't really have a choice. The shape here was pretty bad, but letting white have this peep is pretty bad. So here I made a misread because I thought that black would just connect here. So I play here to the cap, and it just shows you sometimes you play too fast. Your opponent's not gonna reply what you think your opponent's gonna reply. So instead, black push here, but I still cap, and then if the cut here is good for black. Although keep in mind, black is still one eye and floating in the center, full of white's wall here. And so after losing that stone, I played this knight move, trying to build the center up some more, right? And you have one wall, two wall, and then before you know it, you're going to get some points here. So while attacking this group, driving it this way, I'm going to build a wall right here. So just make sure when you are attacking, make sure it has a purpose, and you're trying to get points at the same time. So with that move, black is still not alive. So now this group, now black is stronger. This group looks weaker, so now we got to go help it. So with that, I'm fairly confident that white is alive there. Play this forcing move. Not so sure it's forcing or not, but it's still a big point. And then black just choose to take it. Then we cap the top. So make sure now start building this side into it. The center look fairly large now, surprisingly. So now black moves into the center. But now white potential here is pretty large with this move. And also with stuff like this, the center is getting fairly large here. But then I also saw a co-move here. So this was hoping that black would respond to something like that. And then this solidifies black in. And then now we can really attack this black group with just one eye right now and makes profit. I mean, we're not going to kill it or anything like that, but while we're attacking, we are building a humongous moil right here. But black, wisely enough, chooses this. Then we do the throw in. Co-threat takes, black connects, and then now we still play this. After looking at the game, I think that I should have played here, let black capture here, like so, and then do this. And then this is fairly large, way more than enough to win the game here. Instead, I chose to attack, which was probably the wrong move. Wrong choice here, because then black pushes through. And then I have to defend. Well, this point is all gone, but this is still large. And right now, white is leading about 10 points. So now I'm just going to let the game play through. So white just basically start sealing off points into center. And as you can see right here, the driving to Suji really thickened white here, and then now turns this center into about 20 to 25 points. Black has to live with just 2 eyes here. Very painful. Very painful, this group of stone, to live with just 2 eyes. And then white takes this. Monkey jump. And here is just endgame here, but white does end up winning by more than 10 points. Around 10 points. So as you can see, I hope you learn a little bit of something from this game that I played a 1 Dan plus with in a handicap game, and to see what my thought process is through the game. And so just remember about the approach, which approach is better, and it helps you narrow down. Of course, you're not going to pick the perfect play every single time, but at least you won't pick the bad plays. So anyway, this is a test episode of one of this game review thing. If more people like it, then I guess I'll do more. I was thinking about live streaming some games also. Just let me know what you think. Leave a thumbs up if you like it. Subscribe if you are new. And have a good one, and I'll see you next time.